Good morning, students. So today on 18th December 2020, in the research methods and methodology paper for the BA semester 5th, I will deal with a most important topic for the research methods and methodology, that is data. And today I will deal with meaning and nature of data. So after reviewing the literature, after preparing and focusing on your objectives, research questions and hypothesis, yesterday I told you about how to prepare the questionnaire. And I told you that that questionnaire is an instrument for you to collect the data. So students, today I will tell you what is data and what is its nature. So data are characteristics or information, usually numerical, that are collected through observation. Very simple meaning you have to tell that data are characteristics or information, focused on the term information, usually numerical, that are collected through observation. And in more technical sense, data are a set of values of qualitative or quantitative variables about one or more persons or objects, while a datum, that is a singular of data, is a single value of a single variable. So students, now after telling the meaning of the data, when we are here to talk about the economic data, then economic data or economic statistics are data, that is a quantitative measures describing an actual economy, past or present, and such data include gross national product and its components, gross national expenditure, gross national income in the national income and product accounts, and also the capital stock and national wealth. So before dealing with the nature of data, you have to write about the meaning of data. So students, now when I have to tell you about the data collection, the first problem a statistician faces, that how to obtain the data. And this is also very important in our research methodology in economics also, that how to obtain the data. And student, it is important to obtain good or representative data. So remember very carefully that very much important to obtain good or representative data. Representative is a very important terminology when you are going to collect your data. Okay, so inferences are made based on statistics obtained from the data, and inferences can only be as good as the data. So students, after telling the meaning of data, you have to deal with the collection of data, and before collection you have to remember all these points. And now when you have to talk about the sampling method, a sampling method that produces data which systematically differs from the sample population, and an unbiased sampling method is one that is not biased. So in collection of data, you have to think about biasness or unbiasedness issues. So students, sampling methods that often result in biased samples, you have to deal with 2 points. That is, first is convenience sample and second is volunteer sample. So what is convenience sample? The sample selected from elements of a population that are easily accessible This is convenience sample. And voluntary sample is sample collected from those elements of the population which chose to contribute the needed information on their own initiative. So this is also one thing about data collection and what is the meaning of sample method of data collection. So when we will deal with the process of data collection, students, then certain points are here. That is, define the objectives of the survey or experiment is a prerequisite. Earlier also I told you when I was telling you about the how to prepare the questionnaire. Objective is very much important. So define the objectives of the survey or experiment is a process of data collection. And second, define the variable and population of interest. And then defining the data collection and data measuring schemes. This includes sampling procedures, sample size, and the data measuring device. What is that data measuring device? Yesterday I told you that is questionnaire, scale, ruler, etc. So, lastly, determine the appropriate descriptive or inferential data analysis techniques. So, these all are the process of data collection, students. So, when we are talking about the method used to collect data, that may be told in three parts. First is experiment, that is the investigator controls or modifies the environment and observes the effect on the variable under this study. Survey, data are obtained by sampling some of the population of interest. The investigator does not modify the environment. Census, 100% survey is named as census. As you know, in our country, every 10 years, population census is there. So 100% survey is called a census and every element of the population is listed. Seldom used, difficult and time consuming to compile and expensive. So these all are the method used to collect data. And earlier I told you about it, I have left the topic of randomness because today I have to deal with these issues. Then what is random samples? Students, a sample selected in such a way that every element in the population has an equal probability of being chosen. This is very much important before you move to collect the data, that you have to go for random sampling method. And what is that random sampling? That sample selected in such a way that every element in the population where you are going to collect the data has an equal probability of being chosen. Okay? Equivalently, all samples of size n have an equal chance of being selected. And random samples are obtained either by sampling with replacement from a finite population or by sampling without replacement from an infinite population. So random samples are very much important, and randomness characteristics within data is a important factor in research methodology process. So students, there are certain more terminology you should learn before dealing with the term data. One is variable, that is a characteristics about each individual element of a population or sample. Then data may be singular, may be plural. So singular data is the value of the variable associated with one element of population or sample. And this value may be a number, a word or a symbol. And what is plural data? The set of values collected for the variable from each of the elements belonging to the sample. And then there is a term experiment, a planned activity whose results yield a set of data. And parameter, a numerical value summarizing all the data of an entire population. That is called as parameter. And lastly, that is called statistics. That is a numerical value summarizing the sample data. So you are using all these terminologies while you are collecting the data. Okay, from collecting to data to summarizing the sample data through statistical measures. Okay, students. Then let's come and talk about the nature of data, that is measurement scales. Already you know that there are two types of research, quantitative and qualitative, and hence there are two types of nature of data. One is quantitative and other is qualitative. Quantitative data insists ratio, that is a natural zero, cardinal or interval, no natural zero, ranked ordinal, sequence or numbers. And in qualitative, there is a category ordinal, that is a sequence in the form of text, nominal, there is a differentiation, and dichotomous, that it is or it is not. So this is a nature of data which can be set as a measurement scales. So students, in question there may be asked about the characteristics of data collection. So let us start by saying that characteristics of data collection can be summarized in these points. That is, the one is a passive, that is called as observation, or second is or active, that is called response elicitation. So maybe your data passive through observation or active through response elicitation, and the data have a certain purpose, disguised or openly declared. Either you are collecting disguised data, or you are openly declaring to collect the data. Or the data may be structured, semi-structured or unstructured. Any form you can choose to collect the data. That means you can collect in person, by telephone, by written form, that example through mail, by email or web forms, or by mechanical means. Any mechanical means, the focus is that how to collect the data. So when you talk about the unit of the analysis in data, the unit moves from disaggregate to aggregate level. So the minimum or teeny units or micro units may be a person, and then the unit may be an event, an object, a body of individuals, group, organizational unit or organization. Unit may be a relationship, unit may be an aggregate, that is census district or industry segment or sector. So these all are the unit of analysis of the data. You can collect data of a one person, or you can collect data of a whole district or whole industry segment. So this is all the unit of analysis of the data. Students, an eternal tension in research, that is relevance versus rigor. Talking about these two issues, we may say that these associations with rigor means independence through pure research motivation, outcomes that are explanatory, quantitative data, ratio scales, statistical analysis, and determinable causal relationship. This is a rigorous way to collect the data or to analyze the data. And second one is association with the relevance, that is motivation that is instrumental or applied, outcomes that are predictive and normative, whatever data is collectible, and complex interdependencies are the factors. So these all are the relationship between relevance versus rigorous. And there are also certain points when you are talking about the nature of data, that is a concept of causality. One or more variables, that is the cause, are asserted to determine another variable, that is effect. So one variables may be cause, another variables may be effect. So you have to link between cause and effect through your data collection only. So determinant of cause, that factors which is necessary and sufficient condition for some subsequent effect. And probabilistic cause is those factors that are necessary but individually not sufficient condition for some subsequent effects. So this these all are the concept of causality, and causality is a very important part of the data collection because you have to link between cause and effect, and through this you have to meet and you have to move towards your objective. So student, let's give one example and end this slide by saying, for example, sales. What are the factors which affects this sale? When you are moving to collect these type of data, then you say the cause means maybe advertising budget affects sales, maybe weather could affect sales, and maybe fashion could affect sales. Either one or all the three are affecting these sales. So you have to collect data accordingly. So this is one example for you, and hence I am here stopping with this topic about telling about the meaning and nature of the data, and then I will tell you about the how to collect data and what do you mean by primary and secondary data. Thank you.